All right, as you guys can see up on the screen today, I wanted to talk a little bit about SoFi Technologies Incorporated once again. This is ticker symbol SOFI, or SoFi, as everybody knows it. Very, very popular, new up-and-coming stock in the fintech space that people think just has a really, really great potential for growth in the future. But unfortunately, as of late, things have not been going that well for SoFi stock, at least, at least for the shareholders. Shareholder and stock price is way different than how the actual business is doing, generally. But obviously today we had a 2.27% downward movement in the stock price today. We are up 0.8% after hours, so maybe we're starting to move in the right direction. But you will see year to date we are down 12%. In the last month we were down 17%. So anyone that was hoping December would be the end of all the doom and gloom and that 2022 was going to be a bang and a hot start and turn things around, they've been disappointed so far. But obviously we have like 359 more days to go left in the year. There is still a long story for SoFi stock still to be told, not only in 2022, but obviously a lot of people see this as a long-term play. We're talking 2, 3, 5, 10 years in SoFi stock when you are getting invested into it. This thing could have some big movement, in the short term, but much of the excitement about this stock is not right now, but what the potential of it could be later on down the road. Again, today we're sitting at about $11.12 billion market cap. This is not a small stock by any means. It's a pretty sizable company. It's doing good for itself in most ways. But even though the stock did not have a great day today, we still have a little bit of good news to talk about for SoFi, or at least some avoided bad news, which in a way I think could be good news. So let's get into that. But first, make sure you guys do drop a like if you do enjoy this video. I would appreciate it so much. Subscribe, stay up to date on all my latest content, and consider checking out the first link in the description below for our Patreon on this channel. Every dollar that goes into the Patreon goes into a YouTube portfolio that I track every single week on this channel, showing you guys, the journey of growing a new account and a new portfolio from $100 to hopefully $100,000 someday. But with that being said, let's get right into this. So, what we had was some announcements yesterday. This was all over the SoFi stock subreddit. People were concerned, people were worried. Update. LA issues health order limiting indoor public mega events to 500 people. Outdoor mega events to 5,000 people. Now, what does this have to do with SoFi stock? Why would this be an issue? Because SoFi Stadium, one of the big investments for SoFi, getting the naming rights to this place, has been a very, very big deal. This is obviously the football stadium in Los Angeles, California. This is supposed to be the host of the Super Bowl this season. The Super Bowl is absolutely a public mega event, and it is an event that more than 500 people will be attending. So there was a lot of concern. There was a lot of worry with people that the NFL could potentially, want to move it out of Los Angeles and out of California altogether, out of SoFi Stadium. And there was just, some worries that California might force them to move it out. Because again, this is an event that's going to have more than 500 people. This is a mega event. This fits right under exactly what they're talking about. And people were worried about this. They said yesterday on the SoFi stock subreddit, yay, this is just what we needed. Again, we already took a look. This thing's down 17% in the last month. It's down 13% this year. It seems like there's nothing but downward days and bad news and stuff coming out for SoFi. People saying why it's overrated or overvalued or why it's going to crash further. And then you're going to take away the Super Bowl from us as well. This is an opportunity to get that SoFi name in front of millions and millions and millions of people. And again, it was looking bad. It was going to be rough. ESPN wrote this article about how the NFL is exploring contingency sites for Super Bowl amid COVID-19 spike. There was new legislation or new rules coming out from California that the mask mandate was going to be extended to indoor facilities up until like February 15th, which would be during the time period that the Super Bowl is going to be taking place. And are you really going to be able to keep everybody under control wearing masks during the Super Bowl going on, all that stuff? It was unlikely. So people were really, really worried. People were really, really concerned. But there were some people saying that, hey, even if the Super Bowl doesn't happen here, it won't matter that much. But I do agree with that to an extent. And I don't think it would have mattered too much, but I still think it could have affected the stock price because it still would have been negative news coming out. It would have been a bad story, and it could have led to some people jumping ship. There were some people who were probably really banking on the Super Bowl being a good little boost for SoFi, especially in the short term, getting them some more downloads, getting their eyeballs in front of more people. And it's just great advertising. It's great marketing. That's something that companies love. People pay millions and millions of dollars for these Super Bowl ads, and being the star of the show could have been really, really good for SoFi, especially because in the next couple of weeks, there are a lot of people expecting the bank charter announcement. So if you have that Super Bowl stage to announce to the world that, hey, we are a bank now. We are your one-stop shop for everything financial services wise. We can do it all. We're ready to do it all. We want to be your bank. That would be an awesome opportunity to start getting tons of people funneling into SoFi. That would be a really, really good stage. And obviously, the Super Bowl caters to, a young-ish audience, not super young, but, middle-aged young men. And that could be an awesome opportunity for SoFi. And then everyone's watching the Super Bowl. It's one of the biggest events in the world. But the good news coming out today was, again, it doesn't confirm anything yet at this point, but this is Gavin Newsom, the governor of California, coming out and saying today that he is looking forward to hosting the Super Bowl at the new SoFi Stadium. Again, this was just published. Maybe this came out late yesterday, or maybe it came out this morning. I'm not exactly sure about the times or anything. I just know that I've seen this on Reddit just now. So even after all this stuff came out about, limiting the public mega events, continuing the mask mandate indoors, whatever, he's still saying that we're excited to be hosting the Super Bowl here. So even while the NFL is exploring contingency sites, the governor of California still seems very, very, confident that this thing will still go down. Now, are they going to bend the rules a little bit for the Super Bowl for the NFL? Are the rules going to change entirely? Are they going to try and make the NFL kind of, conform to their rule set or whatever? I don't know exactly. But either way, it does seem like SoFi Stadium will still be going on as the host of the Super Bowl as planned. Whether it's because it's too late to move the Super Bowl, it's just over a month away, and that would be very, very difficult to move such a massive event on such short notice, or maybe it's because, there is a deal between California and the NFL to get things right, because obviously the having the Super Bowl is super, super valuable to your city, to your state, all that stuff. It's great publicity, makes a ton of money, and driving that off would be foolish because it's still going to happen somewhere. So that is, I think, some good news. Again, on a day where the stock didn't do so good, and in a week when the stock isn't doing so great, at least avoiding some more bad news. Again, it's not the biggest story in the world. It probably wouldn't have mattered that much business-wise, but having the Super Bowl in SoFi Stadium can't be a bad thing. I think it can only help, and at this point in time, any good news, I think, is greatly appreciated by SoFi shareholders and people in this community as a whole. There's also this article coming out about from the Motley Fool talking about 3 reasons to buy the SoFi during the tech sell-off. Again, there's deals all over the place. The market's down today. Dow Jones down 0.5%. SPY down 0.09%. A lot of things are down. People are talking about, what am I going to buy? What's on sale? Where am I buying the dip? So there is some competition for SoFi, but again, if you are a long-term believer in SoFi and this stock and this company, you can absolutely get this company on sale today. And people are saying, at least the Motley Fool is saying that the growth optionality is paramount for SoFi investors with solid growth in all 3 of their business segments that we talked about in my video yesterday. Despite the student loan headwinds, SoFi's growth rates are more robust than ever. And again, those student loan headwinds should be clearing up relatively soon into 2022. The new deadline's May 1st. We'll see if that ends up being the official deadline or whatever. But then, we should start seeing a lot more revenue coming in from student loan refinancing with SoFi, at least in my opinion. And then down over 40% from its 52-week high, SoFi's stock prices offer long-term value. And again, the more it drops, the more long-term value, the better risk, lower reward it does present to people who do believe in it in the long term. So again, this is something, yes, checking your account today kind of sucks, but it could make checking your account 5 years from now even better if things do pan out how a lot of us think they can. But that is pretty much it for this video today, guys. Definitely drop a like if you did enjoy it. I would appreciate it so much. Leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think about SOFI. I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts and opinions. Subscribe, stay up to date on all my latest content. Hopefully catch you guys in the next one. But until then, peace.